things started?
First of all, the 5th and 6th graders at the elementary school in Highland, Illinois have spent all year working on a project. That seems like a considerable amount of time, but not when you consider the scope of this thing. What the youngsters are doing is they're reducing the entire town to ceramics, miniature replicas in clay that are being formed into a giant mosaic, something certainly no other town can boast of. They've even gone so far as to import a noted muralist from Boston to advise them in their work, and you'll see the progress and meet the ambitious crew during this edition of Auble At Large. The project is the brainchild of an energetic art teacher named Pat Imming. She admits it, like Topsy, just grew. She got the idea, then asked around trying to get some guidance on how to carry it out. She made frequent trips to SIU and talked with art instructors there. Then she ran across the name Lilli Ann Rosenberg, a Bostonian featured in a national magazine for her work with children and with mosaics. Lilli Ann agreed to come to Highland for a week. Her expenses would run around $1,000. Pat went out and solicited some of the merchants and raised the money. She is, as you may have gathered by now, a very determined young woman. I spoke with her.
Did you expect it to get this large? I mean,
no,
with T-shirts and everything like that?
No.
You just had something simple in mind, huh?
Yes. It was supposed to have been about, 12 by 10 feet. And I have no idea. It grew and grew. It's going to be at least 20 feet long, I think.
Where will this be placed? Like in City Hall, do you think?
No, I think it'll be placed in the Park Plaza, hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be up to the city council where they decide to put it, because they're going to pay for the erection of it.
You had them go out and they sketched these things, and then they came back and...
Yes, they went out and they sketched them, and then from their sketches, they drew them smaller to scale. The size, they were supposed to keep the buildings approximately 4 by 5 inches. And then I gave them pieces of clay, and they made the buildings in the clay. They were dried, they were fired, they were brought back to them, they were glazed, and then they were fired again, and then they were all planned out.
The visiting advisor, Lilli Ann Rosenberg, is well known in the Boston area. Her collages in concrete are frequently displayed at prominent galleries in the East. She's also a sculptor and a potter.
I've never worked with a project in my entire life where so many people got involved, and I think it's because it's a beautiful town and a lot of beautiful people, and really everybody's been cooperating, stopping in from work, taking a look at what's happening, and I can't tell you how satisfying it is for me. I've never had a project with so many people working together.
The whole town, eh? And 5th and 6th graders, they seem to respond pretty well to these techniques.
Oh, everybody does. Everyone who's come into the room. I've never seen a group or a school or the teachers and everyone else that have all pulled and worked together so beautifully. So I'm really just delighted.
It's going to really be a piece of art, though. I mean, something
it
treasure,
is. It's just absolutely incredible. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever worked on.
The children were each assigned a couple of buildings to reduce to ceramics. I spoke with them about their involvement.
It must make you feel awfully good to think you're going to have something like this in maybe around City Hall or something, huh?
Yeah.
Be like historic, won't it?
I guess.
Will you bring your grandchildren by to look at it? Years from now, you'll walk in there and look at that little thing you did there, little store, whatever it is, and you'll tell them, won't you?
Yeah.
What do you think they'll think about that?
I don't know.
What do you think they'll think? It's neat?
Yeah.
I think it's neat.
They won't believe that we did it in 6th grade.
The tiny towels are remarkably intricate. There's a huge organ company in Highland, and that's included along with some actual tiny organ pipes that really play. It's been really a project and a half.
And you're going to do this every year now?
Oh, heavens, no. I'm going on vacation next year.
I don't blame her. The kids of Highland, Illinois, casting their town in clay, and I'm sure it'll be a lasting memorial to the creativity and the energy of some very talented young people. That's Auble At Large for tonight. We'll be back with more shortly.